Do you ever wonder why certain driver technologies never took off and just got, well, ditched? The square-headed driver, the triangular-headed driver, that stupid sole plate on the bottom of the TaylorMade R1, all gone. And this, gone as well. This driver was once £399 and now you can pick it up for as little as £99 on Golf Bidder, Golf Clubs for Cash or even eBay. The Callaway Alpha 815 driver. Now, this wasn't the first driver of its time to feature the gravity core. This was supposed to be game-changing. This was supposed to be the driver where you could... Let me show you. So, it's 2014. Callaway have just released the Big Bertha Alpha 815 driver, featuring the gravity core you can see here. Now, if we open this up, you will see it spins open like a vault, or a gravity core you could say. We'll try not to lose that because that's quite important. And out pops this little thing. This is called a gravity core. This is what all the fuss was about, and basically this is a rod that goes through the middle of the driver, and if the weight is at the top, it becomes a more forgiving driver. If the weight is at the bottom, it becomes a lower spinning beast. Guys, I've already been in the studio testing this to see what I should have it in. So we're going to take it out in the golf course. We're going to see exactly why it never works for Callaway, why they ditched the gravity core, and I've also tested it against this year's Callaway Rogue ST just to see exactly why it didn't work, to see how it performs. So if you want to see that, make sure you stay tuned. I've also put today's shaft in it, the Hazardous 6.5 low spin shaft that I've been fitted for, so we can't say that it was a shaft issue. So I actually remember this driver really well. I actually had the previous generation, the kind of blue and red one, and it was all about Isaac Newton and about physics, about the 3 laws of physics, about gravity and how gravity in the club head affects the golf ball. This looks so good. It had so much more technology in it than just this. And it sounded incredible. That's gone a little bit left. Guys, comment below, can you tell what setting I've put this in by the ball flights? And let me know, why do you think it never worked? Is it up there with the square-headed driver? Did anyone use a square-headed driver? This is Chris's, so that's why you can see all those T marks. Right, let's try and play a fade this time. We'll move into a par 5 where we need a massive drive. That's the shot. So I mentioned earlier about the price of this driver as well. It wasn't cheap at the time, it was £400 RRP. That was at a time where most drivers would set you back 300, maybe 350. It's nearly 10 years ago, which makes me feel very old. But also, now you can get them on websites such as Golf Bidder for like £100. This is a really good example. Men's right-handed Callaway driver, 9 degrees, Matrix Ozic shaft, which is an expensive shaft. It's graphite, it's stiff, it's got a master's grip on it, 6.6, and the grip condition is brand new. That's £108. You're saving £291. What happened to these drivers? What happened to, as you can see here, the maximum distance for extreme low spin, the lighter weight in the face that leads to low CG, the adjustable launch conditions, the compact head shape, the OptiFit adjustability? Well, that's still here, but the rest of it, gone. And in fairness to those drives, they are both in the fairway. The second one was better struck, it is further up there. There's no substitute for striking a ball better. But the real question for me here is, what has happened to this technology and what's happened to the other technologies? Have they found out that something's maybe better? Are the movable weights better off at the back? Are they better off to go around the head rather than up and down? But when they just kind of drop something like that, Apple, the drop in the head, Newton, there's a pun there somewhere, but such as the OptiFit technology, props to that, because that's stuck around. You can change that, you can change the face angle, the loft, the lie angle, you can change everything you want about this golf club. That's pretty much revolutionised club fitting as you know it, along with Titleist's version of it, TaylorMade's version of it, and all the above. But this head looks so good, really does, down at the ball. It sounds very loud actually, that's gone right. You know, this worked in the simulator. That really wasn't a good strike. Come on, round the corner on the par 5. There we go. Now that's the shot where nothing's getting past that. No 2022 driver, no 2023 driver. That is just massive. It was out the screws, it sounded great, it felt great, but how often can you do that with this driver? Is that why they ditched it? Who knows? Maybe it's going to come back. Like, you think of all the technologies that we've seen since this. We've had twist face, we've had carbon faces, we've had different movable weights, we've had carbon crowns, where this isn't a carbon crown. Maybe the weight setting just didn't work. Can we get one the same as that last one? Over the corner. Again, they're going to be so close to each other. And a famous man once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh, that was so good. I mean, you'd take 1 lost ball for 2 amazing ones, right? No? Don't know. And I must say, with these 2, I sort of see the appeal. This is where they've finished, honest to God, there and there. This is a par 5 off the white tees in winter, and we're literally hitting an 8 iron in here. Why did it fail? Why? I mean, I've even scabbed that down onto the green. That's going to be an eagle putt. And it's all because of the drive. Guys, get in the comments below, why isn't it there anymore? Or is it making a comeback next year? Before we go into, I don't know anything about Callaway's drive for next year, but imagine if I've gone like for Mystic Meg and got it, right. Literally, I can just stand there. Eagle. Oh. And that is because of the drive. I mean, the 8 iron was good as well, but let's continue. Now, I must admit, I'm going to make a confession. I've quite enjoyed this. I've enjoyed hitting it, I've enjoyed the sound of it, the feel of it, occasionally the results of it. Now, I've got 2 balls left. Literally, I've only got 2 golf balls left. So, what's the right way to end this video? Apart from looking in the studio at the numbers, which we're going to do in just a second. Let's see how versatile it is. Can I play a draw? Can I play a fade? And if I can, I've really got to ask myself the question, why has it not worked? But we'll start with the fade. Left side of the fairway, come back. Should be simple enough. Yep, that was actually a little bit toey, but done okay. Loads of feedback off this club. You can see that was a little high toey shot, and it certainly felt that way. What about the draw? Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Let's jump in the studio and let's talk numbers with this in its different settings, and let's compare it to the Callaway Rogue ST from 2022, not 2014, because that's not around anymore. So I started off hitting this Callaway 815 Alpha driver with the weight in the bottom of the club. It felt okay, it sounded fantastic to be fair for a driver that you can pick up now for just £100, and I was quite impressed with how it performed. It didn't feel quite as fast as a modern day driver until I hit this one that pitched out there at 280. That was a really good shot. It was a little bit of a pull though. Then I moved the weight into the top of the club, which is supposed to be the slightly more forgiving setting. I hit this quite well again, a couple of good shots, a couple of bad shots. Did seem to be a touch more forgiving on the dispersion, apart from that one. And as you can see there, 153 ball speed with the weight low. I actually got more ball speed with the weight high, and the spin was a little bit less with the weight high as well, which doesn't really make too much sense. But in comparison to the 2020 Callaway Rogue ST Max, I got a little bit more ball speed, the spin was very similar, and we got a couple of yards more with the new one. So for 8 years and the best part of £300, I still can't wrap my head around why this driver is no longer around. Yes, some very, very interesting numbers there. I think that was quite good. I think that performed okay. You could do a lot worse for £100, couldn't you? Yes, this has got a modern day shaft in it, but guys, yes, if you guessed that I had the heavyweight in the bottom of the club, you were correct. I've been playing that in a fairly low spin setting, 300 RPM difference-ish, kind of, that's what they claimed. Why is it not here anymore? You tell me.